I once went on a trip with my son. While we were there, I bought roasted corn for both of us. When I took a bite, it was incredibly spicy. Surprisingly, my son kept eating it and seemed to enjoy it even more than I did. That's when I noticed that people in that region loved spicy food. At that moment, I got the idea of creating spicy potato chips. At the same time, my wife was deeply worried about paying the house rent. Even so, she believed in me and helped me buy different varieties of chili peppers. Together, we started making hot sauce. However, our first attempts tasted terrible. My son said, "We're only working with our hands." But factories use technology to extract concentrated chili essence that's twice as hot as regular peppers. But I believed that food made from real, natural ingredients would always taste better. After tasting countless chilies and making endless attempts, we finally created an amazing hot sauce. My son excitedly said, "This is incredibly delicious and really spicy." I took the product to the company, but the manager ignored it because I was only a janitor, so I decided to call the company's president directly. He listened carefully, asked me to send him the product, and as soon as he tasted it, tears came to his eyes from the heat. The chips were extremely spicy, but the flavor was outstanding. He promised to visit the factory in 2 weeks to discuss it further. When the manager heard the news, he became furious. In front of everyone, he yelled at me, saying, "If the president finds out the factory is already losing money, he'll shut it down. Everyone will lose their jobs, and it will all be your fault." I began to doubt myself and went home feeling defeated. But my wife encouraged me and told me that I would succeed. On the day the president arrived, I put on my best suit and went to the factory to give my presentation. I couldn't understand the technical terms in my script, so I set it aside and spoke straight from my heart. The factory directors asked me technical questions that I couldn't answer, and people laughed at me. Even so, the president believed in my idea and decided to invest in the product. Production began, but customers weren't buying the chips. The product was a complete failure. The directors stopped production and told me to give up on my dream. I was devastated. I felt that I was just a low-level worker and could never become successful. But my son pointed out something important. No one has even seen an advertisement for these chips. That's when I realized what the real problem was. I visited some of my old friends, who had a bit of a bad reputation, and asked them to help spread the word about the chips. Then my family and I went to a nearby supermarket